Summertime in Australia means cricket. On the beach, in laneways, at parks and at ovals. There are many bat or racket and ball sports, but cricket has a language all its own. How to interpret silly mid-on, long leg, gully, point or covers. How to understand a game played over 5 days of 6 hours each, where the most exciting result might be no result at all, where at many points of the game it is impossible to say who is in front. Some might say that watching cricket is like watching paint dry, but fans know that every ball bowled is a separate contest, and one delivery can change a game. Cricket is arcane, mystifying, unique, and is arguably second only to soccer as the world's most popular sport. Every summer, international teams journey to Australia to do battle in a confusing mix of 5-day test matches, 20 over T20 matches, and 50 over one-day matches. But where did this all start? When did the concept of international cricket tours first emerge? The first international cricket tour took place in 1859, when a team of English professionals ventured to North America. Seeing the success of that tour, two enterprising Melbourne entrepreneurs, Felix Spiers and Christopher Pond, contracted 11 English cricketers to visit Australia. Spiers and Pond owned the Grand Café de Paris. This was a very successful and sophisticated meeting place, reflecting the ever-increasing wealth of a colony awash with gold. The All England 11 were not truly a national side. Nonetheless, the players were amongst England's finest. After a 2-month voyage aboard SS Great Britain, the team disembarked on Christmas Eve 1861. Their arrival in Melbourne was greeted with enormous enthusiasm, with 10,000 fans following as the cricketers were transported triumphantly to the Café de Paris. Cricket in Australia lagged behind England, and to ensure a good contest, tour games were complex arrangements with the England 11 opposed by teams of up to 22 players. The first match commenced at the Melbourne Cricket Ground on New Year's Day 1862 and attracted a massive first day crowd of at least 15,000, with a further 10,000 watching from the hill outside the ground. By the end of this first match, Spiers and Pond had already recovered their total investment. Playing against 18 of the finest local cricketers, England prevailed by an innings and 96 runs. They had a busy time with matches in Beechworth, Geelong, Bendigo, Ballarat, Castlemaine, Hobart and Country, New South Wales. The team travelled to Sydney and in one of their matches was defeated by a combined New South Wales Victorian team of 22 players. Near the end of March, their final match against a Victorian 22 ended in a draw. Such was the success of the tour that an All England 11 toured again in the summer of 1863-1864. Several of the All England professionals remained in Australia after the tours. Following the 1861-1862 tour, English player Charles Lawrence took up a coaching job at the Albert Cricket Club in Sydney. In fact, he then played for New South Wales against his old All England 11 teammates during the tour of 1864. Charles Lawrence was captain coach of the famous Aboriginal cricket team that completed the first Australian cricket tour of England in 1868. And at 54 years of age, he opened the batting against Ivo Bly's English touring team in a match in Newcastle. Champion Surrey all-rounder Billy Caffin was a member of the All England team that toured North America in 1859 and the Australian tours of 1861, 1862 and the tour that followed in 1863, 1864. Following the 1864 tour, he too remained in Australia, first as a professional at the Melbourne Cricket Club and then in Sydney with the Warwick Cricket Club. In England he had been known as the Surrey Pet, but in Australia he was initially dubbed Terrible Billy for his fierce batting. Both Charles Lawrence and Billy Caffin were regulars with the New South Wales team in intercolonial matches. Their coaching brought a new professionalism to Australian cricket, and they helped many up-and-coming cricketers, including future stars Billy Murdoch and Charles Bannerman. Such was their influence that they were sometimes referred to as the fathers of Australian cricket. Charles Lawrence lived out his life in Australia, while Billy Caffin returned to England in 1871. Cricket tours now are grand affairs, telecast around the world and attended by vast crowds. It is doubtful, though, whether any subsequent visit has been greeted with such enthusiasm or had such influence as that first international tour by the All England 11 to Australia.